The Notorious B.I.G, one of hip-hop's greatest figures. But is this a good action figure? Stay tuned to see if Super7 hit the right notes.
Biggie Small is the illest.
So, a while back, actually I think it was my first video, I rated the reaction line of Biggie Smalls, and shortly after that I did the ODB, and I did the reaction ODB with the Notorious B.I.G reaction line. I actually did like the Notorious B.I.G reaction line. Was not a fan of the other figures in there. They were a little They didn't look like they were supposed to. I'm a huge DMX fan, so I'm hoping that that toy, if they do Ultimates, that is actually decent and better than reaction line. The reaction ODB was fairly decent. They used the Hey Dirty, I Got Your Money, but this is now a Ultimates version of Biggie Smalls. So I'm excited to see if this thing is worth the money, or if I probably should have waited until this thing went on discount. This is the second rapper Ultimate figure, so I'm not sure if these things will ever go on discount. Even though I was so not a fan of ODB, I have not seen it on discount yet. So we'll see. Let's see if this guy is going to sit on the shelf. But first, let's check out the box. Now on the front we have artwork that is from the Notorious B.I.G movie. I wish they went with something more closer to the Ready to Die album cover, which would have been dope, or even the Life After Death album cover, which would also have been dope. Maybe they didn't want to kind of blend in with those characters, so they went with this because this is also the outfit they use for the toy. On the front, we have the logo that we seen from the movie. We have the Notorious, and if you look at it, it has big written across it, which is a actually super cool design. On the back, we have Notorious B on it. And now, normally I complain, hey, you don't have photos of the toys, you don't have anything on this. But the way this box is designed, this is a minimalist approach to it, and it makes it worthwhile. Like I said, the fact that it says Notorious and it says big across it, that is super inventive, super creative. So normally I knock Super7, but this is actually a really good box design. Let's see if there's anything on the inner box. Let's check out the inner box, and we have just a gold box. And as much as I love the creativity on the outside of the other box, we get a little blurb about B.I.G, mentioning basically his first two albums and then his tragic death and how he's one of the best rappers of all time. Inner box, not such a big fan, but the outer sleeve, phenomenal. Knocked it out the box. Funny. Definitely better than your mom's. Just on the box alone, just for the shelf appeal of the box, I would say, hey, you know what? If you don't get the figure, if you can get the box secondhand on the market, maybe. But let's see if the figure is, let's see what comes in the box. So let's find out.
What's in the box?
Biggie, can't you see? So I'm not taking all these accessories out the box, but as Super7 normally does, we get this great assortment of accessories. We get two alternate heads. We have a rapping head. We have a angry head. We have a fedora type hat. We have a Coogee hat, some shades, a cane, two sets of hands. Well, I'm sorry, not two sets of hands. We have three sets of hands with some hip hop hands and a bottle of Cristal and a microphone. This is a great mix of accessories. Once again, if you're paying more than $30 for an action figure, it should have all these accessories. Otherwise, what the hell are you paying for? So the question that is going to come up is, how does this toy look? Because what's in the box is phenomenal. Mills is not showing you, but let's check out the design and see how this toy looks. So, if we can see, his face is actually, because they had a little bit more room, they kind of made his face a little bit bigger. When I showed this to my brother-in-law, he said that looks like Gorilla Black and not Biggie. I think they kind of, when they went with this look, they went a little bit too realistic. With the reaction toy, they kind of went with a more monstrous face. Biggie was not an attractive man, so it's fine that he doesn't look attractive. You can see more in this face, which fits a little bit better with it. With his rat face, he looks a little bit better. And then also we have his main face, which once again, much better look than, even though it looks almost identical, the more frowning on his face kind of gives him a more uglier look to make him blend in for what you're looking for. He just has a simple black leather jacket on with some black pants and some Timberlands, which is super dope. I appreciate that. Now, my thing is, and this is probably will help a lot, and probably what you'll probably see a lot of, is putting his shades on, his hat on, and you kind of blend in the realistic look, so you kind of get away from what it looks. But one of the things that I wanted to say, which I was really impressed with, if I can find it, if I had it, the shades are really dope. So if you look at the shades, if you look at the side, and I'm not sure it's going to come on the camera, but it has these silver highlights, and I'm not sure what kind of shades they're supposed to be, whether they're Gucci or something like that, but it looks super phenomenal. And let's see how he looks with his hat and his shades on. Maybe that might make a big difference. So two things, which was super annoying. One, putting on his glasses, easy, and it fixes his face phenomenally. But his hat is basically something that you put on the shelf and then you put it on his head and you don't touch him, because the second you touch him, oh, now you don't want to come off. You son of a... Anyway, this kind of blends in his face a little bit more so that he looks more like Biggie. So you kind of not have to worry about the other features in his face that make him look more like Notorious B.I.G, which is really, really good. So the hat accessory, especially this hat, works very well. This is really a really cool figure. Also, I'm not sure if they have his size right, because Biggie was actually a very large man. But because you're not going to have many other rap figures next to him, especially in this scale, it probably will be fine. Let's see how he looks next to ODB before we go into posability. And Notorious B.I.G is almost the same size as ODB, which is not to scale, but once again, I don't think they expect you to have them on the shelf next to each other. I'm not a fan of this ODB figure. Doesn't like the accessories fit, hair doesn't, the clothes are trash. It's just kind of a lazy figure. So now that that's out the way and I got this figure I hate out the way, let's see how this thing poses. So Biggie, and the hat fell off the second I turn off the camera, because that's the kind of luck that I have. Hooray for me. But Biggie has limited posability, but that's fine. Super7 is not really known for their posability. He can T-pose. He is not going to sit because his legs can only go up that high. His legs can bend that much. He is not meant to be doing anything dynamic. You expect him to do some hip-hop hands, which they gave you, and his microphone to his face. This is the pose they expect you to do with him. They don't expect you to do anything else. And as such, I guess I can't knock them for that. He's not really a action figure, so you're not expecting him to get into better poses. I wish he did have a little bit more range in his legs, but yeah, you're definitely not the figure that's going to be doing backflips. That's fine. But as a fan of the B.I.G, this is actually a super dope figure. Now, let's talk about money. Like I said before, I'm not sure if this thing will ever be on sale. It's a really cool figure. Unless one day Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth or Super7 decide to liquidate their stock. I mean, not their stock, their inventory. You are probably going to have to pay the $55 for this figure. Is it worth it? I would say yes. I wasn't a fan of ODB. I didn't think they had the right likeness. But I think with this figure, because of the way they kind of blended in, especially because they give you shades to kind of hide out, some really decent shades to hide a lot of his features so that he's not completely exposed, so you can see how bad of a sculpt it is. It blends in. The style is Biggie. Everything that's on him is Biggie. The only thing that's his face is a little bit off, but in general, this is actually a really good figure. If you're a fan of action figures and you like to have like real life black figures on your shelf, get it. If you're a fan of Notorious B.I.G, get it. There's no reason for you not to get this toy. If you're a fan of it, this is a must buy. If you're a fan of Notorious B.I.G, tad bit expensive, but really cool figure. Well, good job, Super7, because I don't get to say that too often. Anyway, catch you guys in the next video.